Hey, Coach D here with Ground Floor Sports and King of the Swing. In this short video, I'm going to show you the benefits of using the training with the King of the Swing. And over on the left-hand side, obviously, you've probably seen is Bryce Harper. I'm going to show you the similarities that my niece has created since using the King of the Swing. Now, the video on the right of her is when she came in to start working with me just yesterday, actually. So take a look at Bryce Harper real quick, just see some tendencies that he's had, and he's a freak of nature. But take a look at his lower half and how well he uses his lower half and how well he transfers. The first thing he's going to do is gather or load that backside. He's actually got a little counter rotation in his hips, but he's got that backside loaded to be able to get a force off the backside into the front side that's going to cause the hips to rotate. So as he starts to come forward, you can see where he starts and where he ends, he gains ground. And it looks like it's probably about 8-9 inches long. So here he comes. He's going to plant his legs. Now watch his hips just explode through in a rotational manner. And watch what the back foot does. Now the back foot is coming off the ground as a reaction from the hips just exploding through there. And again, he's a freak of nature, but we can learn a lot about how we want these players' lower halves to look like, especially in a 2-0 count. So there you go. You got the load, you got the stride, and then a drive off that backside, get them hips all the way through there. So now on the left-hand or right-hand side, you can see my niece. She's going to go through a really conservative lower half swing. She's a fast twitch kid. Everything else looks good, but you can just see her basically spinning off that backside to hit the ball. She has some power just because she's a freak athlete. She's a really good athlete, fast, and is actually really strong. But you can see she's getting nothing out of that lower half. She breaks it up on the front side, but just spinning the hips through contraction of muscles does not get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what after using the King of the Swing. Okay, here we go. So she's now went off the King of the Swing about 10 to 15 times, and it wasn't always successful. She had to go through some things to be able to learn, especially how to stay back. But notice what her lower half is doing now. When she goes through her swing, she's going to go into gather. Look at her gather and watch her hips just rotate right there. She's kind of rotating, but watch what her front foot does. See how it gains ground? When she's doing this, she's transferring energy into them hips. Now watch what the back foot does. See how it rotates off and it actually pulls through because the hips are exploding. Guaranteed she has a ton more power coming from that lower half into the ball because she's transferring more energy into that front leg. And she's still staying back at this point. Again, it took her probably about 10-15 times to really get this, but as soon as she heard that click, she could tell that she was doing it correctly. Again, watch her front leg. Land, rotate, hips fly through. Now watch Bryce Harper's right here. Loads, lands, hips just accelerate through, and the back foot comes off the ground. Okay, now here she is on the left-hand side on the King of the Swing. You can see the similarities of Bryce Harper's and also the video on the right-hand side. She's going to preset it right now, and if you don't know what I mean by preset, check out my videos. I've got some new ones coming up to be able to show you how it works. But watch her backside. She loads on that backside, counter rotates the hips a little bit, but watch her front foot gain ground and her backside come off. I got her probably put the ball, that tee up a little bit closer to her. But for the purposes of just understanding what that lower half's doing, you can see how she gains ground with the front leg and watch the backside just explode on through. There you got it, the King of the Swing. 10 to 15 swings. Now she is a junior, going to be a senior next year. Just a really good athlete. But again, she's starting to mimic the lower half of what Bryce Harper's doing, which obviously he's a freak athlete, but he gets the most out of that lower half, like every one of these kids need to. So King of the Swing, there you got it.